On this LifeFlight, a horrific crash leaves a young woman's life on the line.
She's quite unwell, so we need to get her out as quick as we can.
Summer fun ends in tragedy.
He was kind of like screaming and just saying it's so bad.
And a drowning victim is in desperate need of rescue. When emergencies strike, time, distance, and the men and women of LifeFlight can be the difference between life and death. This is LifeFlight. A woman is trapped in a car and suffering life-threatening injuries on a remote road. Pilot Harry Stevenson and crewman Logan Taylor must get airborne quickly.
Got plenty of gas, gauges are green, lifting off cab trailer.
Intensive care paramedic Hannah Latta is all too aware of the severity of the situation.
We've been called to a motor vehicle accident in the Wairarapa. It's understood that there's a female patient and she's trapped.
The mangled car is crushing 21-year-old art history student Mackenzie, but that pressure is also the only thing stopping the young woman from bleeding to death.
So at the moment, I imagine the patient will be very scared if they're losing blood. They won't be feeling well at all there.
Oh yeah, got an ambo there.
The state highway is blocked with emergency vehicles, providing a protected landing site. On scene, Hannah is brought up to speed by emergency medical technician Karen.
We have our left arm, it's cold, I can't get a pulse here.
Mackenzie, I'm going to have a listen to your chest. It's heavy here again. Take a big deep breath in for me, sweetie. Good girl.
Out of 10, how bad's the pain?
The team can't find a pulse in Mackenzie's wrist. She is in severe shock, which means the 21-year-old has extensive internal bleeding and her life is an immediate risk.
When can we get her out? We need to get her out.
Yep.
Okay? Thanks.
Meanwhile, the fixed wing team are preparing for a mission to save a tourist who has life-threatening injuries. Flight Dr. Ryan Salter knows the risks involved.
Major problems with a spinal injury are the risk of developing cord compression. He's also had damage to his skull, so he could develop signs of pressure on the brain.
Too much movement could worsen the damage, but bad weather might cause complications, and pilot Ian Puri is concerned.
We've got a difficult weather situation with a low crossing the South Island and very strong winds, so it's going to be quite bumpy.
And we are over the gates. Caps are clear, RPMs are 100.
19-year-old Ollie Errington's OE has ended in disaster after he dived into a river and broke his spine and the base of his skull. In Blenheim, Roddy and his friends wait for the team to secure their mate for the journey.
Just playing around in the water, and Ollie dived in and he managed to break all his bones, and we never thought it was anything so serious. And then he was saying it's like the worst pain he's ever been in. He was screaming and just saying it's so bad.
Ollie is fully immobilised, as concerns any movement could cause swelling of his spinal cord that would leave the passionate surfer a quadriplegic.
Slowly and carefully, under yours.
The group of friends were taking turns diving into the river, with each attempt more daring than the last.
We just messed about, ran, tried to dive in, hit my head on the floor pretty hard, and felt my body twist. Got up, realised that it was pretty bad. Probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life.
The impact broke the base of Ollie's skull, and there's evidence blood is collecting near the brain.
Hey Roddy, bro, are you there?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Still good, brother.
That's sweet.
And if you it's good.
All good, man. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, man.
Life is short, I think, bro. Too short.
Back in the Wairarapa, 21-year-old Mackenzie is trapped and her life is slipping away. there's little mum Phyllis and dad Clive can do for now, but watch as Hannah and the team attempt to get her out of the wreckage.
She's quite unwell. Yeah, so her heart rate's really quick and I'm quite worried about her chest. Chris, I need you to just keep an eye on her GCS for me. Okay. And let's get that BP going.
Guys, we're going to ram this door out a little bit. Changed it because we can't get the KD in good enough, so we're ramming out.
Yep, sure, that's fine. Yep, she's quite unwell. She's got primary, I think, chest injuries and pelvis. Her heart rate's quite quick, it's sitting at 130. Okay, so she's compensating. So we need to get her out as quick as we can.
We are going to try that again, guys. We can get the seat lever. So we want to hold her and push the KD down.
The family had been at a community celebration the night before. Local senior firefighter Gary Jackson knows Mackenzie and her family well.
Oh, pretty bad. It's one of the worst accidents I've been to as far as damage. The worst part is if you know somebody and it is somebody we know, you know.
Count of three, are you all right?
Yep.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Good.
Nice,
She's really going to crash quite quickly.
Releasing Mackenzie has solved one problem, but the pressure that has been keeping the internal bleeding under control is gone, and the full extent of her injuries becomes clear.
Yeah. Okay. She's bleeding out.
All right, come on.
Yeah.
A serious car accident has left 21-year-old Mackenzie fighting for her life.
So in 3 minutes, I want her ready to go, okay?
Okay.
All right, sweet.
Everybody hear that? Yeah.
I need to have a really good look at that chest because she's bleeding out into something, okay?
Intensive care paramedic Hannah has an update for Mackenzie's worried family.
So she's out now, going to pop on a special splint round her pelvis, all right? I would say that she's got some internal bleeding somewhere, okay? I just have to try and find out where it is, okay? All right? I'm going to do the best I can to look after her, all right?
Hannah suspects Mackenzie is bleeding internally due to a fractured pelvis. The team are hoping a splint will stem the flow.
Just pop your hand on your chest, sweetie.
Okay, come down a little bit.
Sam, look at your tummy, Mackenzie. You tell me if it's sore. It's rigid. Yep, just being in a belly. Okay? Yep.
All right.
Kelly.
We've done everything.
Okay, cool, let's go.
Is everyone else okay?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are actually. You're the only one, unfortunately, that's injured.
Am I okay?
Oh, sweetie, we're going to look after you. Okay? Let's get this up.
I love you, baby. I love you so much.
If you got
I love you.
I love you.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, John.
Just advising we have departed scene with a status 1 patient. We have 15 minutes ETA with 6 POV.
Harry takes the team the most direct route, but it's over steep terrain and the decreased air pressure is causing more complications for Mackenzie.
BP is down. Definitely got a pneumothorax. Respirate went up to 55 as soon as we hit altitude.
Should be able to start banging it back down again now.
SPO2 is down to 74.
Yeah, okay. Wake up, sweetie. Get your breath in for me.
Comms, Ewan Wellington landed on hospital roof now.
Despite a lower altitude and Hannah's interventions, Mackenzie's vital signs are still critically low as the team land at Wellington Hospital. Emergency staff are prepped and waiting for the 21-year-old's arrival.
Things that we're worried about is her tummy.
Don't be scared, darling. You're in the right place.
Mama!
Oh, darling.
Just hold her arm just on there, just take your blood pressure. Yep.
Don't be scared, you're going to be fine.
Mackenzie is facing surgery that will hopefully save her life, with her mum by her side.
I'm really scared.
It's all right. It's okay.
Be brave.
You're allowed to be scared.
I'm here, darling.
Tourist Ollie dived head first into a shallow river and is facing spinal cord and brain damage. But calling mum and dad back in England has been the biggest struggle for him emotionally.
I hope that they wouldn't worry too much.
The two friends' big OE has been derailed, but Roddy is sticking by Ollie's side.
This is my best mate, so yeah, I'm here for him, 100%. Yeah. He's got a lot of friends, popular guy. We've all got his back, so yeah.
Ian and First Officer John Lowe must do their best to keep the aircraft as steady as possible during the takeoff in 50-knot crosswinds.
Positive, right?
Gear up.
So we do have issues with the weather today. It's quite bumpy. With a spinal patient, this is an extra concern for us because he also has a head injury. We need to fly at sea level cabin, which means that we can't go up to altitude to avoid the bumps.
The turbulence could jeopardise Ollie's spinal column, and the rough conditions are worsening.
That's not what he needs, is it?
You're all right, hon. You're doing good. It's really bumpy.
Back at the LifeFlight base, reports have come through of a potential drowning.
Somebody's just been pulled out of a rip in Te Tahi Bay, so details are pretty sketchy at the moment. 29-year-old male is the last I heard, so we'll go out and have a look.
The coast is vast and inaccessible. Pilot Harry and crewman Julian Byrne are anticipating a tricky rescue. 29-year-old Josh Strickland is exhausted after struggling in a rip, but is now at risk of having water in his lungs. His mate has lit a fire in the hope the LifeFlight team will spot their location. Intensive care paramedic David Huntley is receiving critical updates from comms.
Likely zone here. Just bear in mind, guys on rocks are a lot harder to see than you think they might
be. In the emergency department, Hannah is briefing the trauma team about car accident victim Mackenzie's life-threatening injuries.
We've splinted the pelvis as precaution. Okay, after the pelvis splint was applied, the tachycardia reduced and her blood pressure came up.
If blood flows unchecked into her pelvic cavity, Mackenzie will not have enough blood to keep her organs functioning and she will die.
You've got a broken pelvis, so you're going to need a big operation.
Hannah turns her focus to mum Phyllis.
Is she in grave immediate danger, do you think?
It's very serious. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you.
Why can't they get her into...
They're doing everything they can. Okay, they need to find the injuries first and then they'll get her to what she needs straight away. How about get you sit down before you fall down? Okay, you need to keep your strength. Right, if you just sit in here.
Anaesthetic registrar Mike Gong is focused on treating Mackenzie's most life-threatening injuries.
So far from what we can tell, she's got fractured her pelvis really bad, and also she's got some blood in her tummies. So we're going to take her straight to theatre now.
Good.
Yep. I know it's all quite a lot of things to throw you all in one go.
Right, no,
do you have any questions?
No, just keep her alive, please.
Yeah, we'll do our best, all right?
Yeah.
Phyllis gets one last chance to talk with her daughter.
You're going into surgery.
She'll need to be intubated to
and you'll be
bring her down.
fine. Please don't be sorry. It wasn't your fault.
The next few hours will determine Mackenzie's fate.
One more second with her.
Bye, darling.
Mama, I love you so much.
You know I love you too. You'll be fine.
On Wellington's west coast, the team are searching for a drowning victim and hoping a signal fire will help them locate the young man in trouble.
There we are, go. There he is. Right up with the fire, and there's the patient on the side there.
The fire has done its job as a location signal, but now the LifeFlight team need to get David down to the drowning victim.
We're not going to be able to land down there because we're just going to hover on. Are you happy with that, Crossman? Yeah, I'll just take the research kit with me. And we'll just put you on these flat-ash rocks here. We've got 2 feet above the rocks, tail's clear, left is clear.
Suddenly, a gust of wind causes the Westpac chopper to lose altitude. The LifeFlight team are attempting to rescue a drowning victim. Strong winds gusted up the exhaust, causing a reduction in engine power and a loss in altitude. But Harry quickly remedies the situation.
Feels getting a bit of funny wind through it, was it?
Harry puts some distance between him and the cliff, while David makes his way towards Josh, who was collecting shellfish when he was dragged out to sea.
So you're in the water for about 5 minutes, yeah?
Like whatever, eh?
Yeah.
I just got in and then I was fighting for my life.
Yeah, okay. So how did you get back in?
I gave up and then I heard this guy move.
Yeah.
The young father thought of his kids and found the energy to swim towards his mate's voice.
Grasshopper, you got a copy 1332.
Yeah, mate, I'm with the patients. I'm going to try and walk him back to the helicopter. We're just trying to get him out.
Okay, right, okay. What do you reckon? Let's give it a crack. Yep, roger.
Josh has been vomiting, and David is concerned water may have entered his lungs. Back in Wellington Hospital surgery, doctors are attempting to repair car accident victim Mackenzie's multiple injuries, but her life is hanging on a knife edge. Dad Clive has been on tenterhooks ever since arriving at the crash scene.
All I wanted to do was just catch her eyes. So I sort of squeezed him through the guys, the medics and the firemen who were working on her, and just said, grabbed the hand and said, Dad's here, and you know, her eyes lit up. And, oh, God. So, you know, I knew she was alive.
Hours later, Mackenzie has had surgery on her pelvis, bowel and bladder, but intensive care registrar Andrew Gurman is concerned her battle has just begun.
In terms of long-term outcome, potentially she could recover from a lot of these injuries. The main risk would be complications, which we wouldn't be able to see at the moment. Yeah, so now it's going to be a waiting game, seeing how she is coming off sedation, and then just reassessing her.
Sister Vanessa has joined the family at Mackenzie's bedside as they wait anxiously for her to wake from the induced coma.
Can't wait to talk to her.
Yeah, I'm not going to see her wake up today. Pretty surreal place to see my sister in. But I'm looking forward to her waking up and, you know, letting her know that I love her.
The LifeFlight plane is battling turbulence. Ryan is concerned for English tourist Ollie.
His injuries are pretty significant. The injury to his bones around his skull and his back could potentially become unstable. And if that were the case, then his spinal cord could become compromised.
A course correction finds calmer weather, and Ian concentrates on making the landing as smooth as possible.
I wouldn't have even felt it.
No.
The 50-minute journey has brought Ollie closer to Christchurch Hospital and possible surgery. The 19-year-old is taking some life lessons from his dire situation.
So that life's extremely short. You should take all opportunities that you can. Yeah, this guy's my brother from another mother. It doesn't fly as well, I think. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, man.
You can't get closer friends than this, man. This is a strong bond we have.
Ollie will need best mate Roddy beside him as specialist doctors assess his chances of recovering. Meanwhile, the jagged shoreline has prevented the LifeFlight team from landing, and now they are hovering above the rocks in an attempt to get drowning victim Josh aboard.
G'day, patients on board, transporting to hospital. Tom 01 Wellington landing to hospital.
As Josh waits to have x-rays of his lungs, details from his near-death experience come back to the 29-year-old.
I just thought about my kids. The whole last time I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, I guess that sort of kept me alive as well. And I was so thankful that the helicopter came. I just don't know how I would have got out of there. Yeah.
The x-rays show no sign of seawater in the lungs, but Josh knows he's been very lucky. 2 months after Mackenzie's life-threatening crash, the vibrant 21-year-old is finally ready to leave hospital.
Thanks, Mum.
Wow.
I just feel so blessed to be here and to be able to go home. This is something that's happened, and it's changed my life a bit. And in the end of the day, that's going to be a good thing.
No one's more happy to see the improvement than Hannah.
Awesome. Oh, so good to see you. Good to see you too. Hannah is the most incredible woman, and I love seeing her. I'm so grateful. It's so lucky that you were there.
It's just my job, sweetie, but
I've said this before, it's your job, but it's my life.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be able to see you fulfill it, so I hope you do really well.
So I don't even know how to say how lucky I am that LifeFlight was there, because if they hadn't been there, I wouldn't be here. And that's pretty big. So I owe them my life.
Yeah, all right. Let's get you out of here.
Doctors are expecting a full recovery, but Mackenzie is realistic about the journey she faces.
It's gonna be a long road, but I've got some amazing people walking it with me. Oh, thank you, Hannah.
No worries. We'll see you soon.
Cool. Bye.
Mackenzie spent 2 months on crutches, recovering from her broken pelvis, and is now walking again. She has since graduated from university. The surgery to tourist Ollie's neck was successful. He returned home to England and has made a full recovery.